start with the webinar. My name is Micaela. I'm from admissions, and today we are going to talk a little bit about the financiations options for Germany, how to finance the bootcamp with all the options that we do have. So let's start. So first of all, who we are. We are Ironhack, a top-rate tech school. We offer training in the most in-demand skills. This year, we've been ranked #2 bootcamp in 2025, according to Statista. Our bootcamps are intensive, so the bootcamps will teach you all the skills that you need to become an expert in 15 to or 26 weeks, depending if you choose part-time bootcamps or full-time bootcamps. We will help the students to find a job they love, not choose one that pays the bills. So you will have career guidance. Ironhack is 100% remote. We have 21,000 graduates, alumni, and we have hiring partners, networks, and full-time or part-time formats bootcamps. So we have a lot of bootcamps. Right now, we have AI web development, data science and machine learning, AI UX UI design, data analytics, cybersecurity, data science and machine learning, artificial intelligence engineering, DevOps and cloud computing, AI driven marketing, AI consulting, cloud engineering, AI product manager, and data engineering. We are offering the bootcamps that are more in demand in the job market. So we will help you master the skills that matter the most. So why get in tech now? Now the demand for highly skilled IT professionals has never been this high. Right now in Germany, there are around 149,000 IT vacancies open in Germany. Most in demand roles include web developers, data analysts, cybersecurity experts, AI specialists, and the German government invests a lot in tech education. So it's a good moment to start learning IT or tech. So let's go for the financiations options. If you think this bootcamp or one of our bootcamps can be interested for you, we have a lot of options to finance the bootcamps. The first option is to pay upfront. So for who is this for? Anyone who wants to join our bootcamps that are remote from anywhere in Europe. How is it? Is like you will pay the tuition upfront, meaning that there are no additional fees or interest, and you can focus on complete the studies without thinking if I have to pay installments or whatever. Who is eligible? All the students are eligible to pay upfront. And how it works, you will pay 750 euros deposit when you enroll to confirm your spot, and then you will pay the rest once the bootcamp starts. Do not forget that you can pay now and do not worry about it later, concentrating on your studies, on the bootcamp, and there are no fees or interest. You just will pay the fee, the tuition fee for the bootcamp. You might be able to get deduction of educational expenses from your taxes, but you will have to check that with the tax office of wherever you are in Germany. So what's the catch? There's no catch. We can wait to see you succeed. So this option is a good option for the students that they do have the fee to pay upfront and they don't want to think about this later. So you can secure the spot by paying the 750 euros deposit, and then you confirm your spot. So the second option is an employer sponsorship. Anyone who wants to join our campus, anyone who wants to join our remote bootcamps to study anywhere from Europe. If you are in a company that has a budget for professional development, you can ask for that budget to study with us. you should be working in those companies that has a dedicated budget for professional development, and you will have to ask your manager or your boss if your company can pay a portion or all the tuition. So that will be only for select companies that has this kind of program. So you will have to check if your company has that option or not. Then we have another option with one company called Quotanda. Quotanda works with us, and it's a payment installments. For who is this? Is for German citizens or German residents. How what is it? It's like pay as you learn, spreading the payments in 24 installments. You can pay in 24 or 1 year, 12 installments within the tuition balanced by Quotanda. So Quotanda will evaluate your application and perform a credit check to make sure you qualify for repay in a payment plan. 24 installments, 12 installments, 18 installments, whatever you choose. How it works, it's like you will pay 750 euros deposit when you enroll to confirm your spot, and you will have to fill out a Quotanda application on their platforms, uploading your documents, and then you will have to sign the contract, authorize your installment charges via direct debit, and you will have to keep in mind that there is a 350 euros administrative fee, but you can divide that fee within the monthly payments. Also, you can keep in mind that you can use consigners that might be required by Quotanda. And full-time and part-time students can benefit from 3 months of reduced payments. So you can like pause the payments while you are still studying the bootcamp and start after that. What else? You can also make smaller monthly payments over a longer period of time if you prefer to do that. And what are like the cons or the catch? It's that your application is subject to Quotanda credit approval rather than if you pay directly with us. For full-time and part-time students, reducing the payment for 3 months extends the total length of the payment, and you will need to, of course, pay the administrative fee, which is 350 euros, but that can be divided through the monthly installments. So that is about Quotanda. Then we do have installment plans. For who is it for? It's to anyone who wants to join our campus, our remote boot camps. You will pay as you learn, breaking up the tuition fee into smaller, more manageable payments over the course of your bootcamp with zero interest. Full-time students can make 3 installment monthly payments, and part-time 6. That is because our bootcamps normally the full times are 3 months and the part times are 6 months. So you can split the payments in 3 months or 6 months, whether if you are full time or part time. Who is eligible for installment plans? Whoever who has an European bank account in euros, of course. How is it work? For full-time students, you will pay a 750 euros deposit when you enroll to confirm your spot, and you will pay the remaining balance in 3 installments, as I said before. The first monthly payment is due before the start of the course, and you will pay the remaining installments on that date during the following months. For part-time students, since the course will be around 6 months, you will pay first the 750 euros deposit when you enroll to confirm your spot, and then you will pay the remaining balance in 6 installments. The first monthly payment is due before the course starts, just as full-time, and then you will pay the remaining installments on that date the following months during with direct debit also. Um, you should take into consideration that the tuition is more manageable with this plan, rather if you pay in upfront. There's no interest, that is also good to note, rather than other options like Quotanda, for example. If you pay installment plans directly with Ironhack, there is no interest. And what's the catch? It's that for full-time students, you are limited to 3 installments because the course normally are 3 months, and for part-times is 6. So that's maybe the con. The last option, well, not the last one, but the following option is VCAS. VCAS is also known as Study Now, Pay Later or Income Sharing Agreement. This option is becoming very popular in Germany. And for who is it for? Is anyone who doesn't have the funds to pay the course upfront or wants to first find a job and start working before making the tuition payments. It's like Study Now, Pay Later. Um, what is it? Because it's a pay for success financing model called income sharing agreement. It's in a contractual agreement in which you will receive funding for education with Ironhack. And once you find a job, you share a fixed percentage of your post-graduation income over a definite period of time. Who is eligible for VCAS for income sharing agreement? Anyone with German residence or work authorization who wants to join the bootcamp with Ironhack and who complete an application process with VCAS. How does it work? Once you will have to complete an application with becas first. Normally they takes 48 hours to check your application. They will ask you guys to submit some documents to check your application, and once it's approved by becas, you can enroll directly with Ironhack and start the program. It's quite easy because normally in 2-3 days we have the reply, but maybe the catch for BCAS is that the income sharing agreement repayment plan has a cap that is higher than the tuition amount if you were to pay the fees upfront. So there is like an interest. So you should keep in mind that. However, it's a very good option because you don't have to pay anything upfront. You can start your studies, and once you finish the bootcamp and you land a job, you will share a fixed percentage of 13.2% of your income in order to start the repayments. So it's actually a very good option. Then we have the Bildungsgutschein. The Bildungsgutschein funding, it's also known as educational voucher provided by Job Center or Agentur für Arbeit. And who is it for? It's for German residents who wants to join our remote boot camps. What is it? The Bildungsgutschein, it's an educational voucher from the Agentur für Arbeit or the Job Center that will pay the total fee of the bootcamp. They will pay 100% of the tuition fee for you. There's no catch. They want to reduce the unemployment rate in Germany, and they think that if you start a bootcamp in tech, you can land a job at the end of the bootcamp, and with that, they will reduce the unemployment rate in Germany. So, however, there are certain criteria who is eligible. German residents who need the bootcamp to increase their chances of getting into the job market, as well as anyone who is currently registered with the Agentur für Arbeit or Job Center as unemployed, as job seekers, or who is a job seeker facing imminent unemployment. So if you think that you will become unemployed soon. So one of those two options should be, or you are already registered at the job center or Agentur für Arbeit as unemployed, or you are going to become unemployed soon. So you will have to contact the job center or the Agentur für Arbeit. How does it work? It's a process that you will have to go through with the Agentur für Arbeit or job center. You will have to book an appointment with a caseworker at the Agentur für Arbeit or job center. The recommendation is always to make sure that the appointment is as soon as possible because the process is long and it can take a while to get approved for the Bildungsgutschein. So you will have to book an appointment at the Agentur für Arbeit or job center. Then you will have to start your Ironhack application. You will have to pass our personal interview with Ironhack admissions, and then you will have to request a study offer from your admissions associate to apply for the Bildungsgutschein. You will have to prepare for the appointment, highlighting your motivation and how you will benefit from the voucher to ensure that the Agentur für Arbeit of the job center advisor grants you the voucher. It's like guys have to convince them that this is a good option for you. And once you have the voucher grant, you will share the great news with our admissions associates, and the admissions associate will happily sign and stamp the Bildungsgutschein for you, and you will have to give it back to your caseworker. That's more or less the process. It's a long process, so that's why we always recommend you guys to start as soon as possible. If you want to enroll, for example, for bootcamp that will start in January, even though if you think we have 2 months ahead, so you can take your time, it's not working like that because it's a long process. There are a lot of people requesting, so you can see that maybe there is a delay on the appointments. So if you want to go for this option, make sure that you are proactive with the Agentur for Arbeit or the job center, and you get your appointment as soon as possible. Don't forget that you will be attending an official certified bootcamp for free. So if they grant the voucher for you, you will be attending a very good bootcamp for free because they will be paying the fees for you. So also it's good to mention there's no need to pay a deposit to confirm the enrollment, rather than the other options, since the Agentur for Arbeit or the job center will pay the fee for you. You will not have to pay the deposit. What's the catch with the Bildungsgutschein, with the educational voucher, is that there are specific eligibility requirements. So not everyone is getting approved. It's always up to the Agentur for Arbeit or job center caseworker. They will check your application and they will decide at the end. It's not on your it's not your decision or ours, it's their decision. So that's maybe the catch. And also you should know that the Agentur for Arbeit of job center process might be lengthy. So sometimes it takes weeks or even months. So that's about the Bildungsgutschein. Don't forget that if you have any questions, leave it on the chat. And at the end of the presentation, we will go through all the questions. Now we are going to meet Astrid, one of our alumni. She will share her story and the experience studying with Ironhack. So welcome, Astrid. You can tell us now how it was your experience studying with us.
Thank you, Michaela. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you online. Yeah, as Michaela says, my name is Astrid. I have well, not in in tech, but like more in sales and account management, and key account management, even customer success, where I had about a decade of experience in tech companies and e-commerce companies. So I actually joined a data analytics course that ended a week ago-ish. So I'm pretty fresh. And that was, it was my experience of coming from a totally different background, albeit in tech. Coming from London, living in Dubai for a bit, and then moving to Berlin. So a bit of an international background. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. A few of the reasons, like Michaela's already mentioned, the reason for joining Ironhack in the first place, or picking it, or going for it, was again, it was ranked as like very high up, like number 2 in the statistics list of top boot camps in tech. And I personally, at the time, I know this isn't necessarily relevant now, but it's my story. It was one of the few boot camps in Berlin that were in person and on campus, so that was really important to me. It also has, still does, like an AI component, which is super relevant in everyday life these days, and the professional world. So I didn't really see those types of modules in any other, say, competitors, which made it very stand out for me, and it was really good. I also found it, from the description and reviews online, there was a lot of hands-on sort of practical work involved, like projects. And again, I was sold on the fact that I thought it would be the most relevant for real life and, going into the professional world after. Also had really good reviews, reading, everyone should do their research, obviously. But yeah, going online, Google, everywhere, it's pretty well reviewed. And I guess finally, I actually went to a hack show in June, which was right before my bootcamp started in July, and ended up seeing the graduates in data analytics and the UX cohort, and I just was really impressed. I really liked campus. But yeah, the projects was super cool, and it just looked like a really good place. And the teaching was really like it was just a good vibe. Um, and yeah, I guess my other reasons were just I wanted to and needed to upskill for my career. I was unemployed and wanting to change sort of direction because in sales you kind of reach a point. This is just my experience, but like it was quite a lot. So I kind of got a bit of burnout and wanted to try something different. And thought this would be a really interesting path. I'm naturally curious and ask a lot of questions and want to find this sort of things and interested in finding them through data. So this was my personal experience and wanting to do that. Um, I would say for the building food chain in particular, the again, like Michaela says, it can take quite a while. So I feel like the only obstacle I would say from my experience was that it did take months from I guess, from start to finish, because the appointments in between with your caseworker, and I was really lucky, mine was really nice, but the appointments in between could be like a month in between. So it ended up for me taking about, I would say, a good part of 3 months. But also, I also had like my visa because because of Brexit, I had to renew it. So that was kind of all in factor and in play at the beginning of the year as well. So there were a lot of different things into consideration, but I would say definitely that's the main obstacle. But it's well worth it in the end, as long as you convince your caseworker that you are compatible and yeah, just valuable in this change, basically. Um, Michaela, do you want me to carry on
Yeah,
or?
I was
Okay,
listening to you, and yeah, I'm totally agree with you.
it's okay.
Sometimes the process with the Bildungsgutschein is a bit stressful, and also the appointments in between can be like within a month or something. Sometimes even longer. Really depends on the city where you guys are located. In Berlin, for example, the capital of Germany, the appointments are also longer. There are a lot of like a queue, or I would say you should take in that in consideration if you want, for example, to start a bootcamp that starts in January. We are in November, so you might think, oh, I have a lot of time to process the Bildungsgutschein, but it doesn't work like that. And also, it's important to note this. But as Astrid said, at the end, it's worth it because you will be having a voucher, an educational voucher to do a course that it's very good. As we saw before, the number two bootcamp, according with the Statista. So, and we will give you guys all the skills that you need to land a job at the end of the bootcamp, prepare you to navigate the job market, all the skills that are high in demand in the job market right now. AI, it's booming, so it's, I would say, it's the best momentum to start a bootcamp in tech. Also, we are seeing a lot of jobs opportunities out there, but yeah, the Bildungsgutschein might be challenging, but as Astrid said, at the end, it's worth it. So yeah. Do you want to share any other thing, Astrid, about the bootcamp? Any other thing about your experience?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was just going to say that basically, because I was asked the question before, like, are there any tips to maybe make the Iron Bootcamp journey easier on like
Yeah,
future students? This is, I totally understand, and this was something I thought quite a while about because I would say anyone going into any boot camp or any intense course, I think it's important to maximize your time.
yeah,
Like really, really make the most out of all the, like you said, like the resources, like the teachers, like
yeah,
for me personally, I like I said, I'm naturally curious. Like I ask a lot of questions anyway. So in particular, like I asked a lot of questions in this bootcamp because I was completely new to coding. I'd never done any of this before. I was, like more of sort of languagey, sort of artsy student before.
yeah,
But this was, I guess, kind of like a language because you're learning like Python and MySQL and everything. But it was totally fresh for me. So I was,
yeah,
how do I say, like quite scared at the beginning,
yeah.
but it was a steep
Challenging.
learning. Exactly. Very, very challenging, but in a
Yeah,
good way. So I
yeah,
would just recommend like asking loads of questions using like your peers
yeah,
if you can. Like I know it's kind of a competitive environment, but
yeah.
also I was lucky, like I was surrounded by really nice people, and we
Yeah.
were almost like a little team. We worked together sometimes, and I would use the teachers because they're super helpful, and they want to just help you. Like, I mean, they just want you to learn. That's their job.
Yeah.
So they're there to support you if they can, and they did everything to do that. And yeah, I would just say, like, you know, at the end of the day, you might be like in a competitive environment with other people, but you're all
Yeah.
in the same boat. So
Mhm.
it's good to work together sometimes. And yeah,
Yeah.
like I say, just use the time and finish, like at least try and finish as many labs and projects as possible and submit
Yeah.
them on time. And then actually take the time to, I was learning this the hard way, to be honest, but like take the time to like study in your own time as well, especially if it's totally new to you, because it's
Yeah.
really valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Thank you so much, Astrid, for sharing your experience and also the tips for the people who is watching this webinar. Thank you so much. And now what we're going to do is go through the questions that you left in the chat. I have some questions here about the Bildungsgutschein. What's the current Bildungsgutschein approval rate? We do not have data statistics because it really depends on each caseworker, each office. If you go to a job center or again to for update, it really depends. I wouldn't focus on that. I would just focus on go to the interview as much prepared as possible to convince your caseworkers to do the to issue the voucher for you. However, if you are applying for our bootcamps, you can have a conversation with our admissions associates, and we will give you all the tips that you need, all the preparation for the interview to have a good conversation with your caseworker. But there's no like an approval rate that we can share with. There's no such a statistic. Um, how long does it take more or less to get the Bildungsgutschein? Also really depends. There's no like a time frame that we can share because it really depends on each caseworker, each case by case, because some cases are approving very fast depending on the profiles of the students. So if your background is related with the bootcamp, or if your caseworker it's nice, or they don't have too much applications to go through, they might approve you faster, and you can see sometimes profiles that are similar, but they present the case in another office, and the reply from the caseworker but was slower. So it really depends. So that's why we are doing a lot of focus on prepare yourself for the interview and get the appointment as soon as possible, because we should expect to wait a lot. Even sometimes we can be surprised, and then you can get your voucher in a few weeks. But yeah, just it really depends. I have a question here: if the course is online or physical. Right now our bootcamps are completely remote, 100% remote. You can connect whenever you want from a cafe or your house. It doesn't matter. But what is important to note, even though the bootcamps are remote, the attendance is mandatory. The classes are live with your teacher and your classmates. That's the way that we are sure that the results can be there, not like recording classes. So the classes are live, even though the bootcamp is remote. What is the total cost of the bootcamp? That depends on which bootcamp you select. If you want to have more information about one specific bootcamp, you can complete an application at ironhack.com, and the admissions associate will contact you and give you some information about their specific bootcamp that you want to know. How many students are in each bootcamp? Normally, the class size is between 10 to 20 students. If there is more than 15 students, you will have one lead teacher and one assistant to the teacher. If the class size is less than 15, it will be one teacher. But the class size normally is between 10 to 20 students approximately. So we have a question here for Astrid. Astrid, how did you choose the bootcamp? Did you go for what the market needs or what you liked the most?
I would say a bit of both, if I'm honest. I did my research, I went online, and I think I mentioned that it was important to me to be on campus. I know this is a different situation now, but I went to the campus and I went to the hack show. It was a really good exposure to what the projects could be like. I
Right.
thought that was really cool. Yeah, I met some of the students, talked to them, teachers. But I would say, to answer your question about the market needs, that's definitely something I was considering. And Ironhack
Sure.
definitely had the upper hand for AI. And that was something that was really important to me because I didn't see anything really like that. It was a longer course, and I thought that that was really good because they went more in depth compared to competitors, I guess. So yeah, that's what I like the most.
Amazing. Thank you, Astrid. However, Deborah or whatever, whoever can have this kind of question about choosing what you like the most or chose what the market needs. If you guys want to fill up an application at ironhack.com, an interview and we can hear about your background, what you like the most about tech, to give you an advice on which bootcamp we can recommend you based on your profile, because each person is different and your background can be interested for one bootcamp, but at the end, if you like the most another bootcamp, we can consider something in between. So I really recommend you guys to fill up an application and have a conversation with our admissions associates to give you a better advice each case, depending on the backgrounds, etc. So if there is any other question, you guys can leave it in the chat. I'm gonna wait for a few minutes to see if there is any other question for me or okay. Where do we can find this application? To complete an application, you can go to our website, ironhack.com, and you can see the list of all the bootcamps that we are offering right now and start an application. You can fill out an application with your email and your phone, and we will give you a call back to have a discussion with you about your background, your motivation, which bootcamp can be the best for you. But you can go through our website to fill up the application, ironhack.com. I'm gonna wait for a few more minutes to see if there is any other question for Astrid or for me. You can ask whatever you want, guys, about financiation options or bootcamp contents, whatever. We are here, so I'm gonna wait for a few more minutes to see if there is any other question.
Okay, now I think there's one in I don't know what this is, but the Q&A
Oh yeah,
section.
let me check that one. Can you read it for me?
Yeah, of course. It says, how can I join the BCAS? I don't know if that's how you say it. What
Yeah.
is the first step? I would love to do the data analytics bootcamp.
Okay, so if you want to start an application with Because, first you have to fill up an application with Ironhack in our website, as I said, ironhack.com. You can click on Data Analytics Bootcamp and you will see all the cohorts that we do have, all the intakes that we are offering right now for data analytics. You can select the one that you want, even part-time or full-time. You have to complete the application with your information, and then our admissions team will give you a call back to schedule an interview, and we can discuss more about VCAS, and we will create the application for you for VCAS, and we will send you a link to complete the application and submit your documents, the documents that VCAS are asking to the candidates to approve the applications for the income sharing agreement. So more or less the steps is to first fill an application at ironhack.com, the bootcamp that you want to go for, and then we will give you a call back to give you all the steps that you have to do. Can you list the courses here? I'm gonna write our website so you can have a look on all the list that we do have, but we do have many, guys. Data analytics, data science and machine learning, AI engineering, cybersecurity. So you can, guys, have a look on the website and see which one is the best option for you. Anyways, if you are not sure, you can select the one that you think is most interested for you, and then when you have the interview with the admissions team, we can give you an advice if you are uncertain. Some people are very decided and they are like, I want to go for data analytics. Some others are hesitating if, as Astrid said before, going for what you like the most or what the market needs right now, so we can give you an advice on that, guys. So do not hesitate to fill an application in our website, and we will advise you on the next steps. Okay, let's see if there is any other question. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Yeah, and let's see if someone else has another question for me or for Astrid. There's a question for you, Astrid. Did you find a new job in tech after the bootcamp?
So I might have mentioned, but yeah, it was just literally last week that we graduated. So I'm pretty
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah,
And if, in all honesty, it hasn't been my massive priority. And this is just being completely honest. I've been sleeping a lot because it was a 15-week intensive
very
boot camp,
intensive.
very intensive, which was amazing, and I don't regret anything. But I will not lie to you that
Yeah,
it hasn't been my main priority. I've been, trying to
resting.
work on my CV. Yeah, prioritizing self-care,
Amazing.
and friends that I've missed in that time, because I'm not going to lie, your social life might suffer a tiny bit.
Yeah,
But no, I need to definitely focus more on my
yeah, but it's
yeah,
been
job.
only a week, so it's fine to rest a little bit, and then you can go back with everything to prepare your CV and start the preparation for your job search. Like
Yeah, but we've already had a call with the career
advisor.
yeah, so it's been really good so far.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, once you finish the bootcamp, you will have career advisors that will help you navigate the job market with your CV, your LinkedIn profile, listening to you, which career path you want to go for, because really depends on your backgrounds, your motivation, what you like the most. There are a lot of opportunities depending on the bootcamp that you choose. So you will have a career advisor that will help you navigate the job market and listening to you, listening what you want to go. So yeah, but it's only a week for Astrid, so let her sleep a bit more, and then you will have your career advisor to help you. Okay, let's see if there is any other question.
Just to jump in as well, like my fellow peer, I guess, who was definitely more dedicated into the job hunt and was applying before we even finished the graduation,
Mhm.
already had 2 interviews. So I mean, that's a good sign, hopefully.
Yeah, that's very fast to be honest. Guys, that we should be realistic on what when we are starting to look for jobs. But a week and already interviews, that's very good, Astrid. Congratulations, and I wish you very good luck with your job search. And yeah, let's see if there is any other question about the bootcamp.